Hello, all you weird and wonderful sorts. You ever find yourself out on the fringe? What is the fringe and why are people out there? They do seem to like it usually. Are they comfortable out there? I hope they're getting enough to eat. Sometimes people out on the fringe even get together and have a festival. And others of us who are not on the fringe head out to the fringe in order to observe those who are performing out on the fringe. Sometimes people stay out on the fringe for years, having once gone out to the fringe and then not coming back. Some go out for a while and then find the fringe is not for them. Some people are reluctant to even visit the fringe and have to be encouraged. But these festivals on the fringe, also known as fringe festivals, don't just organize themselves, you know. Oh no! They require a lot of hard work and organization to put together. Today we are talking with one such organizer, Helena Bunker. Helena has been a pivotal partner in creating, developing, and organizing the Stockholm, that's in Sweden, Fringe Festival for over 15 years. She's one of those of whom I was referring to earlier, who went out on the fringe and has yet to come back. Maybe you'd like to go out to the fringe sometime. Perhaps you are even considering creating your own festival out there, but wonder what it takes. Well, Helena has plenty of experience starting a fringe festival from scratch, in a place where nobody even knew what that meant. She's a lot of fun to talk to, and it was great to hear her insight into the highs and lows of a life on the fringe. Performance artists of all ages, I give you Helena Bunker. Thank you. Jay?
Yes,
You with me?
I'm with you. Yes, sir.
All right. Hello,
All right.
everybody.
Hello.
The Offstage Acting Podcast, back in action.
Back.
We got another episode for you.
Yes, we do.
We appreciate you being here.
Seriously.
I'm looking at a very tanned Jay.
Oh, am I that tan? Oh, hello.
Welcome back to the Offstage Acting Podcast. Todd Kramer, Jay Reum.
Yes.
Baby
Hi,
Jay.
everyone.
Where have you been?
I've been in Switzerland.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
just eating fondue and
no.
trekking the Alps?
Wait, is Switzerland known for fondue? I was trying
Oh,
to
yeah,
figure out
yeah.
what I would eat there. Okay, anyway, we don't need to go to that. I was in Geneva and I was like, I had
Uh-huh.
one time there and I was like, what am I going to eat? What is like Swiss? What is the like thing I should eat?
Chocolate.
Anyway,
Cheese.
chocolate. Really? Chocolate and cheese. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, now I know. But I was there for
Americans.
a 10-day silent meditation retreat. It was a spiritual retreat.
OMG. Is this the first time you've spoken since your retreat is ended?
Okay, no, it's not the first time I've
What was the
spoken.
first thing you said?
What was the first thing I said?
You don't remember? Oh my God. It must have
Years
rang
ago.
into your
Wait.
ears like you don't remember.
No, actually, okay, to be completely honest,
Did you
like
say,
I
"Where's the
sort of
toilet?"
love No, I sort of love being silent because it's like you're around a bunch of people, right? And it's about noble silence, right? Like it's not just like you're quiet, but you're gesturing. You're like giving other people space and they're giving you yours, so you're not making eye contact.
Right.
So, having a space where like you don't need to talk and other people aren't supposed to talk to you is kind of freeing for me. It's nice because there's no like social pressure.
Yeah. I wish there was more of that in this podcast.
Uh, I don't know if the listeners, hey listeners, let's
Maybe
all
we should just
take a
let's
moment
practice
and give
this
each
in the
other
podcast.
space.
Shh. Wow, you're right. That is nice.
That was nice.
I think the next
like
podcast we do is just going to be a silent,
that.
an 1 hour and a half of silence just for
Watch,
our
it's gonna get
audience.
huge.
It would get huge. People would tune in and be like, I just
You
listen to
guys-
silence. And they go, can't
a
you do that
sil-
without the podcast? And they go, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Those guys
It
do
just there's
silence.
something.
They do silence like nobody's business. I kind of dig that you do that. I have practiced that from time to time and have done a couple of retreats, not for that long, but
What kind of meditation? What
certainly
kind of
like meditate.
practice?
Yeah, Buddhism. I practiced Buddhism for a long time when I was a younger man. And
Well, what kind of like my retreat was a Vipassana retreat, right? It's like a specific technique. Did yours have a specific like technique or like breathing exercise?
Yeah, there was breathing exercise, yoga and breathing exercises and fasting.
Mhm.
I did, but this is 25, 30 years ago, probably now,
Oh, okay.
when I was 5 years old. And
Yeah, yeah.
but anyway, I do remember like after having not spoken for a few days. I didn't go for 10 days. That's insanity. But I
Uh-huh.
did do maybe 3, I think, something like that. And
I did a 3-day.
the first thing I said after that time, when I started
Uh-huh.
speaking, it was like a bell in my head, like bang. And I thought, ugh, that's loud. I
Oh,
talk.
like, that's what you thought of your own
Yeah,
voice.
my own voice is like, oh,
You
and then
started speaking, and the first thing you thought was like, "That's the sound of my voice?"
just
Huh.
this, yeah, just me in general. Like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
much more pleasant to be silent in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
And I never stopped talking since because I just did.
As we all know. Except for that one moment that we just had a
that
minute or
just
so ago.
that was the one moment. Yeah. But did you get some benefit? You feel good? You look great,
I
by the way. You look great.
Oh
Tanned.
my gosh,
You got a
really? I have a
beard, Jay. You got to
beard.
see Jay. He's grown a beard. Looking very
Well,
macho,
am I?
which is
Fantastic.
uncharacteristic for him.
Very thanks. No, it is. It is. It's really weird having a beard, TBH. It's so itchy. No one told me it was going to be so
Gets
itchy.
itchy, especially in the summer. You're supposed to do that in the winter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was. I do feel good. I think a lot of people, text me, be like, "Oh, I hope you had a wonderful trip and it was really refreshing." And it's like they don't understand that like I literally was sitting on a cushion meditating for 12
Mm.
hours a day.
Wow.
And and so they don't like understand.
Yeah.
Obviously, why would they? That I was like, it wasn't like, it wasn't like this amazing experience. I mean, it was amazing, but it's super up and down, like
Yeah.
seeing
I
how
mean,
to like
yeah, it wasn't a holiday on the beach. You weren't sitting off
no,
and like drinking pina
exactly.
coladas
Exactly.
by
It
the
was work.
seaside.
It
Mm.
was work, but I
Did they
feel
whack you with a stick every time you moved? Was it one of those?
no,
Okay.
no, but I'm actually very good. I've discovered this. I can kind of only meditate if I'm completely still.
Right.
If I
Okay.
move around, it doesn't like my mind just is so
Mm-hmm.
just goes bzz, 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 bzz. So actually I discover that if I'm
Still
still is
body,
the only
still
time
mind.
my body is still. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So and I'm quite good at being still around other people, like
Right.
in the meditation hall. I had my worst sit where I was still. I sat in the same position. I didn't change my leg position for 2 hours.
Wow.
And I cried.
Okay.
And you don't have to do that, but I did. Yeah, it
It's
was
not.
quite painful, but
It's not
that's okay.
It's not mandatory.
No, 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 it's not. Well, there's mandatory hours sit where you have to sit for an hour, and if you don't, like, no one's gonna hit you. It's because it's all about being okay. It's the whole point about is being aware of yourself and then being
Yeah.
equanimous about it, right? Like saying okay to whatever it is you're
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like beating
Allowing.
yourself up,
Yeah.
yeah, for like not doing
No,
something
that's
is like
just the
literally
old.
the
That
opposite.
that would be like the old school. The kind
Oh,
of the Shinto, Japanese, Buddhist. Where
Zen,
they come with a
yeah, Zen
bamboo and
Buddhism.
they see you start to fall asleep or something. Yeah, the
Well,
Zen
no,
Buddhist style. That's what I used.
now it's passive aggressive monks. No, I used to meditate at a Zen monastery, and now if you even change your position once, a monk will come up to you and whisper in your ear, "Hi, do you need to sit? Do you want to sit on a chair?
Oh, are
Do you
you
want to sit?"
not able
Super
to
quietly.
be?
Yes,
Yeah, are you not able to be
exactly.
still right now?
There's subtext seeping. Like
Wow,
after
that's.
like you change your legs once, and they will come to you being like, "Do you need a chair?
Do you need a chair? Do you need a pina
Let's get you a
colada?
chair.
Let's
Let's get
get
you
you
a
a pina
chair."
colada. I like that
Anyway,
passive aggressive monks. That sounds like the
it's
name of an alt band, like an indie rock. We're the passive aggressive monks.
I'd love to play a passive aggressive monk. I think that's a really
Oh,
funny
would you?
archetypal character.
Would you like that?
I think
Is
I
that
would,
something you'd
thank
be
you.
interested in? I'm playing one now.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
being
tell.
if you pick like a shaved head and then oh yeah, are you like all spiritual and junk?
Mm,
That's
that's good for you.
that's oh good for you, Mr.
Good for you.
Spiritual. Well, some of
Yeah.
us still have some meditation to do, so if you
Oh, okay.
excuse me. Good for you though. For real good for you. What
Thank you.
prompted it? You got a free
Um,
voucher? Did you win a competition? You win a prize?
no,
All
no,
expenses
well,
paid trip to
no, I just want to go to Switzerland because I've never traveled, but the retreat itself is, um, the food and accommodation is paid for. It's
Mhm.
all paid for by donation. So obviously, I'm gonna donate too because it's a good cause. I'm not gonna just be like, "Oh, thank you, peace." But it's all donation based. So,
Okay. All right, so you just
um,
get yourself there and they set you up a bit and then
yep. I mean,
That's
it's not like
cool.
you're eating much. You do fast, as you say. Like I'm
Yeah.
eating like 1,000 calories a day, something like that. But
All
I'm not
right.
moving, so
Right.
like you don't need the you don't
Are you
really
out
need
in the
to do
sun? Why are you so tanned?
I was out in the
Just
sun,
sitting in the sun.
during
The
some of the
Swiss
breaks.
sun. Yeah.
Well, also because random adventure, I was uh, I I didn't buy my train ticket back to Geneva to the airport, so I had a day to kind of figure out how I was going to get home. And then someone ended up picking me up while I was walking, and then they took me to a place near Geneva, and I was like, okay. And then I went there, and then it was on the lake, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just take a
Oh,
boat. So I took a
yeah.
4-hour boat ride on Lake Geneva back to
Awesome.
Geneva, and so that's probably where the
The
majority of the
more to the
tan came
sun
from.
comes. I get it.
The
I get
boat,
it.
yeah,
Good. Good for you. Well,
beautiful.
we
It's really
missed
great.
you. We did miss you here.
Aw,
I
thank
had to do a
you.
whole, but I had to do a whole interview all by myself.
How'd it
It
go?
wasn't that well. It was fine because the guest was great, but I was terrible and I was miserable and I
Oh,
was lonely. And I'm just
well,
putting that out there. But I'm glad. I hope in the future that you get because what I recognize for myself and when I did it and I've done meditation and things in the past, but um, you do learn that it's okay to have empty space in the
yeah.
conversation and in your mind and to allow that free space to just be and breathe and not to feel that you have to constantly clutter it with you know how it is these days the social and
Very
the
well said.
24-hour news cycle. It's like you don't have to cram a bunch of crap into your head all the time.
Very well said. Yeah.
All right, let's breathe and let's come back.
To the
No,
Offstage Acting
that was supposed to be
Podcast.
it, to the offstage acting.
Oh,
Okay, that's meditation time over.
um,
Speaking of great guests,
yes.
and you've been to Switzerland,
Uh-huh.
but have you ever been to Sweden?
I have not,
Which also
actually.
most people confuse. They go, "Oh yeah, Switzerland." Yeah, it's always confused. You've never been
Oh,
to Sweden? To
I have
Sweden?
not.
I won't do that. I only do that once.
Great, good job. Don't
For
do
the
that when a
sake,
guest is here. Thank you.
I want to do my Swedish accent, which is
Stop.
not real and terrible, but I can't help
Uh,
myself.
You can't.
Stockholm is beautiful. I've been to Stockholm. And did you know that they have a fringe festival? A
Oh, like
yearly,
a fringe festival.
yeah, they
Yes,
have their very own, just like we've got one here in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
And well, many big cities do.
Oh,
But
that's so cool.
yeah,
I love that kind of thing.
well, guess what? We're going to talk to one of the co-founders today of the Stockholm Fringe Festival. Yeah,
That is really cool.
find out more
You
about what's
get
going.
such cool guests.
Well, I try. I try. I was really curious to see, what's going on up there in Sweden,
Oh, that's so
with
interesting.
the art scene and the performers, and we get a lot of good actors come out of there. And I recently saw a great film,
Yeah, a lot of
"Sick of
great.
Myself" it's called, and I just thought, man, that's a great film. And there's great films and great performers coming out of there.
Huh. Very cool.
So I was really keen to talk to somebody, and so we have with us today a lovely young lady. She's going to tell us all about the Stockholm Fringe Festival, also known as STOFF,
Hmm.
the right Stoff. She's hot Stoff.
Okay.
She'll
You're gonna
say
keep
that.
going?
They say that. That's what they say about it. I could keep going, yeah. No, I probably can't. I got two: the right Stoff and hot Stoff. Um,
Okay.
I'll Stoff now.
Great.
Her name is Helena Bunker, and here she is. Let me bring her in.
Yeah.
Yay! Helena,
Thank you. Tack, tack, tack.
welcome. Tak tak tak, which means thank
Tack,
you
tack,
in
tack.
Swedish. Beautiful.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. How are you?
And great accent, by the way. It was quite good, actually.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Shall I do it for the whole interview? Make you feel comfortable? It's terrible.
And superior, perhaps. Who knows? Go for it.
But you're actually, are you based in England as well, or partially, or
No,
half
I'm
English?
not based in England.
Oh.
I've lived there for many years. So,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the moment, yeah, I'm in Stockholm.
Yeah, because you're gearing up. The festival starts soon, right?
Yeah, it starts in 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks, actually. On the
Okay.
27th.
Right.
La, la, la. Yep.
How long's it been going for? 15 years?
Yeah, it's the Jubilee this year. Super exciting.
Wow.
So 15. Yeah, that's great.
What
Congrats.
prompted you? Well, tell us about your partners as well.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Well,
spoke.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
No.
Keen, as
I
you
s-
know, to talk about your own
yeah.
stuff.
Well, I talked to Adam first, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Adam and myself and our friend Lena, we all went to drama school together.
Right.
Back in the days, many moons ago. And so there's a long story behind this, but it was us three who started the Stockholm Fringe in 2010 together.
Right.
And that was it was a reaction towards a lot of things. I mean, we were performing artists ourselves, but
Yeah.
if you want to know more about the story, I'm happy to
Sure.
tell you.
Tell us what's up.
Well, it's in Sweden at that time. In the dark ages, it was sort of when you graduated, you had nowhere to go. There was no stages. There was no sort of
Right.
place for independent artists to go.
Right.
If you were part of the institutions, it was fine. If you're part of the sort of Royal Dramatic Theatre education, that was fine. But we were only 18 when we got out. We didn't really want to become actors per se. We wanted to create theatre together as a sort of collective. So that sort of made that all three of us left Sweden at the time to look for other places to go. And me and Lena, who's the third founder, we ended up in England. So we studied for 4 years. And through that, we came in contact with a lot of interesting independent platforms. And we're like, why? Is this the way you can do this? That's incredible. Like, you don't have to do this traditional way. You can actually do, and you can create yourself. And then we got a chance to go to the Melbourne Fringe Festival for the first time with the performance that we did for the university. We got there, and that was also another like wake-up call. Oh my God, what is this fringe stuff? That's just incredible. So we performed for a month. We sort of auditioned for actors because we took all our student loan to pay for those trips, by the way.
Yeah.
So to do that month in Melbourne.
Yeah.
It was so worth it. We never regretted it. It was a defining sort of life experience, really. And got an award. I just want to mention that because that also made that we could continue. We could use that award. It was quite important for us because we could say, look what we got over here. Now we can do this there.
You took a show to the Fringe?
We took a show. We got asked from our university to do a performance at the Riverside Studios in London at the time.
Okay.
And we did that, and we got a little bit of poison, we felt like bloody tooth, as you can say. I don't know if you said that in English, but we did.
Bit by the bug, maybe. You drank the...
maybe that's it. Yeah, we say bloody tooth. Yeah.
You got bloody teeth.
You got vampire language.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sucked in.
It's like you got more taste sucked in to the... I don't know what word got sucked into.
The vortex.
It was just exciting,
of excitement.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, oh my God, audience and
what?
theaters.
Yeah, what university were you going to, by the way?
We went to Roehampton University.
Oh, okay.
School of Performing Arts. So that was more of a theoretical,
right?
Really, but we did the master, which meant that we could devise projects, and that's what we really wanted to do. But I think in the beginning we just went there because we wanted to go to England and do something else.
Yeah, get out.
So yeah, we wanted to get out, and this thing led to the other, and then we got to perform, and the performance, we thought this is great. Let's perform somewhere else. Let's perform somewhere really far away.
Right.
So we picked Melbourne.
Warm and sunny, with a beach.
Warm and sunny, and we had some connections there. Actually, Adam lived there then. So that also made sense. And we went there, got this thing, had so much fun, performed at Edinburgh 1 year, and then we sort of like, come on now, the Nordics, when are you going to start this fringe concept?
Yeah.
So
nothing was going on. There was nothing in the Nordic countries up until then.
Huh. And we rented I know. Incredible, isn't it? And this is
only
not
15 years ago. Yeah.
I know. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But anyway, we waited until we got sick of waiting. So we said, we'll try it ourselves and see what's going on.
Right.
And then we planned to perform that year. We realized quite quickly there's no chance
be able to
we
do it
can
all.
perform this year.
Yeah.
And we haven't performed since.
Really? Running an event is, it's... it looks easy.
It was worth it. I'm not bitter at all, actually.
Yeah, good.
But that's the way it is. And Adam lived in Australia still, so I moved back there in between a lot of that. So there's a lot of bouncing with him as well. And I told him that you have to jump on this bandwagon. We're going to do this together because he moved to England. So we ran the first year from England in Stockholm because I lived there then.
Right.
And then I moved
Set
here,
everything
blah,
up
blah, blah.
from.
Yeah, exactly. And then it sort of start snowballing. Do you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Snowballing. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll go quicker and quicker.
Yeah. So
And
why
that
do you
wasn't a
think
very
there
short.
was? No, that's fine. We've got time.
Oh, good.
Doesn't cost us anything.
Okay,
But why
good.
do you think there was nothing? Because I'm sure there was a scene. I'm sure there was a need. Probably as soon as you set it up, you had people clamoring to be part of it, right?
We did
So
this. I mean, this is also going back to 15 years back. It's quite unbelievable to think that we received applications via CD-ROMs in the post.
yeah. This is still kind of pre-internet-y.
Even
times.
2010.
Yeah.
People are
So,
sending
which is unbelievable. But it was a huge response. We put it up on like this European platform called onthemove.com, I think, on the move, whatever. It was like an international network thing that we found.
Okay.
And we had loads of applications. It was just hilarious. It's like the postbox was full of CD-ROMs and big scripts coming in. And we're like, okay, we better do this.
Yeah.
And no one wanted to give us money.
Right. Of course not.
Yeah.
Not right
So
away.
like,
You have to prove yourself first, right?
We have exactly. We lived abroad for so many years, so even more so. People are like, "Who are you?"
Oh, right.
I mean, you can't just come
We
here
used
and
to
try
be
and do a festival.
Swedish. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, Swedish doesn't work like that. Either.
No, you got to be. Yeah, they're
No,
pretty
even
insular.
ABBA is welcome back, sort of famous
Well,
now.
yeah, definitely. But you ain't ABBA, not yet. But so is it a cultural kind of thing that says, well, like, you know, we don't look at that level of performer as being worthy, or was there just nothing historically, so there was like a lack of enthusiasm about there being any money in it or any audiences? Why do you think there was nothing? Yeah. Or did you ever think?
I think there is I mean, since we started it, it's been a huge debate about this, about the gap in between the established and the not established, if you like, the emerging.
Yes.
Because it's too expensive for a young theatre group to firstly rent, produce,
right,
create.
Yeah.
So we rely a lot in this country of funding. But to get funding, governmental funding, you will have to have produced something.
Right. It's a catch-22.
And if it's not a big success, and that also costs money, it's a catch-22. But it's also a tradition when there is a way to do things here in a way. Now the whole underground movement is becoming greater. I think we've seen a big change in the last 15 years. But at the time of doing things, it was very difficult to even rent a performance space. And renting a performance space was like £2,000 for a week with nothing.
Right.
So it was almost impossible for anyone who's new, and there's no support either, as in, what do I do next? The only thing to do is to apply for the Royal Dramatic. It's like RADA.
Yeah. It's
London.
very,
you can apply for that, and then you can become an actor. But it's difficult.
So there was one trajectory, available to anyone, and it was historically only one.
Several, yeah.
Well, I mean, essentially one in terms of like official.
Exactly.
So the first one was fairly successful, or how did it go?
As in, we started this. We had one stage, just one. Like, that's how we started off, because we nagged 20,000 Swedish crowns, which is like £1,500 today.
Okay.
From the government, and they're like, "We don't know who you are, but you can't get the money."
Right. But here's 1,000.
Please give us this.
Yeah, but go away. Here's 20,000 krona and go away.
Yeah, we got a little bit. Yeah, that's all what we got for that year. And we said, if you give that, we can put a logo program. You know, because it's a sort of a stamp, like this is sort of certified.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
So that was we weren't happy with 5 Swedish crowns because we didn't want to logo.
Totally.
Anyway, and we had 30 countries here representing.
Wow.
So they come from all over.
And it came from all over, and it was not a single Swede.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh.
I think. Because they didn't know what it
Right.
was. They're like, is it a hairdressers festival?
Oh, they just literally
We don't
they
get
didn't
it.
know. They're like, okay.
They never heard the word
A
fringe.
fringe?
No.
What's a
Right,
fringe?
right.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
not a concept.
Oh.
And we understood that. We're like, this is going to be interesting because Stockholm is full of, art.
Yeah,
but there was nothing quite like this
Right.
here. So, and people have told us before, it's like, you can never do a fringe in Stockholm. It won't work
Wow.
because it's sort of geographically too difficult.
Right.
So we're like, well, they can say that, but let the artists speak, we thought, and see if they want to
Yeah.
come. So we like put this thing out. What do you call it? It's like a notice up.
An open call.
Loads
Yeah.
of application.
Yeah.
And people wanted to come. And that made us think, oh my God, there's such a big need for artists, platforms. We need to keep going at this. And that was the only thing that kept us going. And it still is for those 15 years, to be honest, because it's important and it's needed.
How did you go through that initial stack of CDs?
I have pictures somewhere. It's hilarious. I mean, it was like beautiful. Adam, actually, he's a very good photographer. He took amazing pictures of us, like on the floor, with just lined up brown envelopes.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I was in a computer. We just looked at them. And
yeah, but I mean, what was the criteria then that you kind of you had to come up quickly with a criteria, I guess, for acceptance?
Yeah, but we put it in the important thing for us was that we wanted it to be, because we wanted to stick out in the Stockholm scene. So we said it needed to be innovative, but it also needed to show work that sort of question the world we live in. Like we wanted it to show a different angle of
social
performing arts,
commentary in there.
Yeah, that, but also like in format wise, like show something that's sort of slightly innovative and different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were coming from all over Europe, mostly?
Yeah, they came. Did we have something from America? We had an American show as well. Amazing monologue a year. So we had America, we had Iran, big trouble with visa, remember? First year as well, totally unexpected.
Right.
So yeah, we had everything. We had actually a group from, this is the worst case, because we said no to this group. It was like a performing arts puppetry company from the, what is it, Ural Mountains in north of Russia, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
And we said, no, you can't come. We can't fit you in. It's a small theater. You cannot come. And we communicated this over 3 months. And then they turn up.
No.
With the bus on the day.
On
anyway,
a bus. You told them no, and they come in with,
they come with the whole production bus, and it was a massive production. Yeah, it's so funny. We've laughed so much about this whole first year. It was madness, because then we can't, like, you have like 10 or 15 hours setup, but you have like in half an hour if you're gonna make this happen. And I've never seen people run that quickly in my whole life. As in, they had like a staff of 25 people as well. It's like, I think they had to come in a way for their funders or something. They just had to make it work
somehow.
Without telling us.
They literally needed to come.
They told somebody that they had a big show and they got money and
exactly.
I think so. The show that they were doing.
It was oh well, that was just a snippet of year one. It was many of those stories.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's
the kind of thing you start to encounter when you start putting on these kinds of events.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, so that's year one, and then as we snowball, year 2, 3, 4, things are starting to improve, or what? More Swedes? Any Swedes? When did the Swedes start getting involved?
The Swedes are still not here. No, they're here. We get quite a lot of application this like now. There's majority is probably Nordic now.
Okay. So it's actually becoming a proper, but because you've done
Yeah.
something, you've also created a Nordic Fringe Association or something, right?
Yeah, we
Oh.
did that maybe 8 years ago now, because we thought we helped Bergen in Norway, because they contacted us and said, hey guys, we want you to help us start the Bergen Fringe. We said,
Right.
all right, that sounds like fun. And then there was another one popping up, and then Gothenburg. So we said, maybe we need a union in a way, just to help
Yeah,
artists as well,
great idea.
traveling through the countries, you know, and help each other. And you can do like co-funding stuff, and it's just great, you know. So we have that Baltic Nordic Fringe Network as of 2015 or something.
And that kind of hits like, so that's what, like Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Finland, Sweden, Norway,
Denmark. I think we got them Iceland.
Iceland?
Iceland.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Reykjavik came in 5 years ago, maybe 6.
And they're all kind of within weeks of each other, or a week of each other sometimes, or?
I can't. No, they're not that close to each other, which is
In other words,
difficult, you know, because
if I came from
You sort of
Australia and I had a show and I wanted to bounce it all up around, I couldn't.
We try to do some of them, and we try to help artists, like if they want to come to us. We do the application call now all together.
Okay.
So when they apply, they don't have to apply to us and then all the others. They apply, do one form, and then they tick the box like, we want to go here these days, we're going to go here these days. So it's quite helpful.
Efficient.
And some works out and some doesn't. You know, it's just
not everybody can
the
take
name of the
everybody,
game.
but okay, that makes it easier. Yeah. So who are some of the favorite acts that you've seen? That's a good question, isn't it? Thank you. Yeah, I thought so.
That's a great question. I've seen
Because I imagine it's very diverse. I mean, I'm sure you have all kinds of performance artists and puppetry, like you said, and dance.
Yeah.
Comedians, music.
And this is what we also say. People in Sweden talk a lot about quality, and we think quality is quite a complex term.
Sure, it's subjective.
Depends on who's judging quality, you know. Yeah. So what we like is something sort of, we have this tagline from year one, expect the unexpected. For us, that's been also like, we very much so into like site specific act. It takes you out of the ordinary room. It can happen like, what do you call it, on the street, thing goes on. Mob. What do you call it? Like a mob.
Oh, like a flash mob thing.
Mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing. A lot of that stuff goes on, but we've had so many wide performances. So for me, specific. Experience was when we here to the city to collaborate, and they told us they did it the first year, and they're like, oh my God, it's strange, we're the more Fringe. But they told us after year 2, like, well, we need you to up your game next year because we need more audiences. We need people to come. Like, 'cause it was quite difficult that year because it's a big house and many spaces to fill and stuff. So we just searched around a little bit, and we got luckily Joe Malkovich and the Inferno Comedy was out on the road. So we thought, hey, why not just try that one? And we got that to happen the year after, which was, they were like, well, we said you should up your game, but I mean,
well, Malkovich loves a theater fest. He'll go to anywhere.
I know, and he's a Fringe kind of guy, you know, in a way. He loves the theater in itself. So we were sort of pleased, and it sort of lined well with our profile as well. And that was a difficult time as well, because we just didn't want to, you know, here is like a big name coming in, but it's also important for us to lift all the other arts and artists. But we thought the name could actually lift the whole festival, which it did. Yeah. So we got more eyes for the rest of the program as well. And that was the most important thing.
Yeah.
That was one of the favorite because it was so hysterical year in many aspects. But otherwise, I can't really name one. That sort of Peaches has been great. Many of these site-specific performances are fabulous. we've had one show where you had to experience one-on-one. That happens quite a lot. There was an American show that took you in, and it was only you and a whole performance. Amazing.
Wow.
Experience.
One person and the whole
Yeah.
performance? Okay.
And the whole ensemble. It was amazing. It was short snippets, like maybe 15 minutes, but it was such a. I never experienced that before. That felt so generous.
Just
and
for you.
beautiful.
That's pretty cool.
Just for you.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Incredible.
Interesting.
I know, but that's what happens. It's like it never ceases to amaze you, because this year is going to be loads of other things that's going to amaze you, even though it doesn't say on the paper or in the sort of trailer. It keeps like it's when you hear, you really notice.
Yeah.
When
So are you seeing more?
When they hear.
You're seeing more support from the government and others?
Yeah, I mean, we get quite a lot of support these days, but it's like it is in the culture business, and you shouldn't be ungrateful ever. But for a size of festival, we could really use some more. I mean, it's difficult for the government to understand that we work 365 days a year.
Right.
They think we only work for 7 days.
Yeah, or 1 week festival.
Yeah. So that's our little thing.
Right.
Anyway, it's interesting, but we survive. We manage. We work with many amazing people. It's worth it anyway. So
tell us about Helena Bunker. Let's go.
God.
Let's dig in. Yeah. Now we're gonna dig in deep. Did I read somewhere that you're Greek? You got some.
Have you got some coffee?
I've got my coffee. Yeah, I'm wired. There you go. Are you Greek? Did I hear you? Did I read that somewhere?
Yeah, it's down on the internet. That's
there's a
is
few
that what
things.
Adam said?
No, I've got researchers. I have a big budget here myself. A lot of government support.
But you work more days than I do.
I work 366 days a year.
Oh, that's true. I thought
every year
is typical potters.
Yeah, just that little extra bit. That's how you get it.
Yeah, typical. Okay.
American. That's typical American.
Yes, she's
American.
Greek.
She's Greek. She's
typical
sweet.
American. I've just been to America. I love America.
Oh yeah, where'd you go? Who doesn't?
I went to California.
Well, that's the best place to be.
Exactly.
Where'd you go? LA?
I know. It is. Right there.
Okay. So you went to drama school.
Correct.
But you got a degree. Was it directing? Performance art?
I went to drama school first in Sweden, which was just sort of, what do you call it when you're 18 or 16 to 18, which is sort of generalized
like
aesthetic.
College. Right.
Yeah, college. It was just drama college. And then after that, I did my BA and my Master of Research in Performance Studies.
So what was your original aspiration? Not to be an actor?
Well, I think maybe when I started school, the college,
it
was, because you don't really know then.
Right.
You just want to try it out and you want to hang out with all your fun friends. And
yeah, it's fun.
Be in the environment sort of thing. And then you sort of establish it. And as I'm sure many people have heard, like when we were sort of, not about us, but a lot of actors here. I mean, I remember this happened to us when we were 50. And there was this guy who came to our class and said, like, you have no future in this industry.
Yeah, they all do.
That was his lesson, more or less.
Yeah, that's
He's like, he was this playwright. He's like, you have no future. And we got really, rather than being let down or like feeling anxious about it, we got really angry and gave us sort of fuel. We're like, we're going to show this beep what you can do, sort of thing. Anyway, so that was.
Then 20 years later, you realize, oh, that guy was right. Oh, he knew what he was talking about. They all came to everyone's school, by the way. And
we ended up in the same block as well, which is weird.
Really? Okay.
We live in the same block.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him out. I mean that way.
For on a date.
On a date. Yeah, thank you.
On a date with bloody teeth.
So you kind of started out wanting to be an actor or feeling your way around it, but then at one point, at some point, you kind of said, well, maybe I'm more about, I don't know, behind the scenes or.
Yeah, but you see, you think about it all the time because you want to act, and then you sort of you do that whole like the what do you call it, exploration of that sort of profession in a way when you do this college thing. You're so immersed in it. But when we went to college, our teacher, which actually got fired 3 years after we graduated because they thought his way of teaching was too serious.
Right.
So he wanted us to think as performers and think as sort of entrepreneurs in a way, like you want to be in charge of what you're doing
Yeah.
as well. So we got to do that whole, so he sort of shaped that. I think he helped us because both or all of us come from that class, me, Adam, and Lena.
Okay. Right.
We're all from that same year, so we sort of came out of there thinking we're above just being an actor, to
Yeah.
be
A little
frank.
entrepreneurial, like create your own
Yeah,
opportunities kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
we can't just be actors for
Right.
someone else to tell us what to do all the
Yeah.
time. So it came from there, I think, that we started to change. And then we came to England, which was interesting as well, because England is all about, a lot about theory, which was great as well. This whole theoretical, the BA was in drama and theatre studies. So we got that whole sort of scope of things. And that was interesting to our sort of dark Grotowski sort of acting method that we've been dealing with in Stockholm in college. So that mixture became something different because then we brought in the performance more. We came in contact with performance in England.
Right. I see. Yeah.
Because in Sweden we didn't have much performance at the time.
Just
We didn't
very
really know what that was.
high level performance, like in the
What's that, sorry?
in Sweden. I imagine more high level, like highly professional. The
Yeah, but it was
royal.
more traditional acting, and in England we came into more performance
Yeah.
arts.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
So in Sweden we didn't have any education about performance art until like maybe 4 years back. So
Wow.
that whole thing. So we came in contact with that. So that sort of mixture made us a little bit confused as well. It's like we got this theory, we got this dark Grotowski world, and we got this sort of performance aspect of it, and a lot of art, like installation art, a lot of those influences. That made us just do a show for the school because we had to do it. And then they sort of pushed us to be a part of the Roehampton Arts Festival. And
Right.
that's when it sort of all set off. We're like, this is fun, but where can
Wow.
we do this fun stuff? How do we do it?
Yeah.
And therefore we looked at the Fringe.
How do we bring fun to Sweden?
Exactly. Wake up, live a little.
Yeah. Come on, you stuffy Swedes.
It's
Let's
boring.
have some fun.
They're
Yeah,
so
boring.
neutral.
They
And
are.
that
Yeah.
still annoys me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm half Greek, as you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's a big dichotomy
This
for you.
neutral thing is annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a little. Your mother's got the spice and the fire.
Yeah. My
the-
God, why am I doing here sometimes?
Yeah.
I
And the
wonder.
cold, the
All the
frosty,
time.
cold
The truth comes
Swedish
out.
versus yeah. That's.
I'm gonna start the Athens Fringe. Actually, I think there is an Athens Fringe at the moment.
I know
Okay.
people that do theater in Athens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
there's a
it's
pretty there's a
Greek
scene
theater. I mean, this is where it all began, right? And what's
I
Adam's
mean, they have a
background?
Fringe there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I think
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
there.
What Adam's here in your partner? He's one of your partners. He's here in England right now. I spoke to him. What's his
Yeah.
background?
He's Polish. Came to Sweden when he was 8.
Okay.
And we sort of
Makes
met
sense.
at drama college, and we all thought like, oh my God, what's this right-wing little kid with a briefcase doing in this class?
Okay.
Because he was like part of the youth. He wasn't right-wing, but he was sort of slightly off
Conservative,
the left.
right?
Yeah,
a little.
conservative. Yeah, sorry, he wasn't like, his family's Polish, obviously. So, but it was funny. It was a funny bunch of people, and sort of 80% of that class we're still friends today, which is quite fun as well.
Right.
Wow.
And Adam was sort of part of that. We were so different, and then he eventually also developed, as we all do in college, into something else. And then he moved abroad at the same time. Me and Lena went to England. He moved around a lot, worked, and then we ended up in Melbourne together for a long time. So I lived
Right.
there too. I ran events for an entertainment company there.
Okay. Picked up some
Whilst
skills.
waiting for the Fringe.
Yeah. And Melbourne's a pretty progressive town.
Yeah, cool place.
So, yeah, cool, very cool people. So you kind of traveled around. You had the cool coming in from the Greek element. You had the cool from Melbourne, from Aussies. They're always cool. And then you had the kind of quirky English, historically quirky performance art stuff.
Yeah.
Amalgamated all that, and then 15 years ago started kind of stuffing it down the throats of the Swedes, along with their, like a big meatball, like a big Swedish performance
As
art
Adam likes
meatball.
to say, a big lasagna.
A big lasagna? Oh, I was going
I
with
mean,
Swedish
that's more
meatball.
Italian.
Yeah, that's
More
Italian.
Swedish people.
To Adam, you got to
That's true.
change it to meatball, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
Like
him next time.
tell him.
Actually,
Oh, he's going to
That's
listen to this podcast. He'll hear
it's
it
his cue
straight
line.
from me.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So
But
it
that's
kicked.
how it was.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, I have to say I admire and respect that, because I understand how much it takes and the work that goes into it. And anybody who doesn't needs to, because it's not easy to start these kinds of things and to keep them going and keep the energy around it and provide that kind of space. Without these kinds of spaces for people, and this is why I like talking to people like yourself, there is no future of performance it's the same as if you were to shut down some of these kind of bar spaces where bands are going and learning. If there hadn't been in Hamburg in the 60s the kind of red light district, St. Pauli, Reeperbahn, where the Beatles used to go and play at these little crappy hole-in-the-wall places and gotten the practice in and gotten some audiences and learned their craft, then you wouldn't have the Beatles, right? And still to this day, if stand-up comedians weren't able to go and work out in these places and have these open mic spots and have these opportunities, you wouldn't have these big-name comedians today. Actors the same way. Without the Fringe, you don't have big stars, big celebrities, big-time entertainment, big movies, television, et cetera, et cetera. It starts there from the ground up. And I think people sort of lose perspective on that, especially those in the higher ranks. So I just want to say I tip my hat to you
Oh, thank you.
and appreciate
This
what you
is
guys
what
do.
we burn for, as in that's what we try to, as you like to call it, stuff in the throats of
Stuff down the
Swedes.
throats of the
Yes,
of the
that's what we do
Nordics.
every year. I mean, we
Yeah.
sort of what we love so much about the Fringe, and this is why we stick to it, because we are artists, obviously, from the beginning, all of
Yeah.
us. But
Yeah.
it is that it comes from a resistance.
Right.
This whole movement comes from a place where you weren't allowed to be.
Yeah.
As you know, the Edinburgh Fringe came from. And all of these places it's 300 Fringe festivals in the world right now. And they
Wow.
all come from different sort of reactions to the political climate, which also
Right.
Stockholm, I mean, for us, it was a vast sort of space that's like, where do all these emerge? They're going to repress the art, the
Yeah.
development of art in this country if we don't give them space.
Yeah.
And that also comes out. It's like the shutting down loads of spaces now as well, still.
Yeah, they're always
making-
cutting funding. They're always repurposing spaces for, I don't know, condominiums and office space and things like that, and taking it all away. But they don't understand that they're cutting the root of
Exactly.
their own future.
Yeah.
It's
awful.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's that revolution that should be celebrated. I mean, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the artist that comes with this and who dares to do it and who does it with pride.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
That also takes a lot of courage to get up there. It might not always be great, and that's fine too. But you have to.
It's a part of it.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, it should be. That's what we say. So the part of it is the experience of the whole thing normally. Like, you want to go in there, you want to see this, you want to see that, you want to take that with you and make it inspired to see something else, or make your own show from something really bad that you've seen, or it might sort of awaken something within you, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
But every experience is a good experience. If not for the audience, it's for the artists and it's for the community. And that community together, like the whole network that works together, it's just, I mean, it's been so many nice developments from people just meeting each other, which is also important.
The networking of it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
So, but I could talk about this for another 8 hours.
Well, I'm sure you have plenty of work to do to get ready. It kicks off in 3 weeks.
Yeah, 26th is the little pre-opening, and then we have the big launch on the 27th, and we also have the World Fringe Congress this year, so we're welcoming approximately 120 of our colleagues from Fringe all over the world to Stockholm.
Oh my God.
And what do they do there? They come and they learn more about how to put on a Fringe event?
Yeah, sort of. It's like a little, what do you call it?
Brotherhood,
A conference.
fraternity,
We meet,
conference.
we talk about stuff about the Fringe. What did you say? We moot?
A moot that's like an old, like thousands of years old. A bunch of druids had a moot. They go to Stonehenge, have like a
Yeah.
council, a moot.
Wow.
That's sort of what it is. Yes.
Okay. Way to
But we
confuse
also
everybody.
taken the whole lot on a Finnish cruise line to
Oh.
Finland for the last day, which is
Oh, that's
a
cool.
fun moot.
A cruise Fringe?
A cruise
A
moot.
Fringe cruise moot.
Cruise moot.
Yeah, we're doing a cruise. Yeah, but anyway, so that's fun. We're preparing. It's a
That's
lot
great.
of acts coming in. It's bigger than it's ever been. We have 4 festivals in one festival.
Okay.
Working hard right now to get it all in place and shiny and lively and fun before the 27th.
Yeah, that's massive. The whole thing's massive.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
was looking at your schedule lineup. It's packed.
Yeah.
It's a little
It is
ridiculous.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
I'm
don't you
getting-
come and do like a show from there?
Well, I was just wondering. I was thinking we should do a live podcast.
That would be amazing. You
podcast?
should do.
from the Fringe. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be totally amazing. We talked about that. We should always have someone. We should have that to meet artists, meet
Yeah.
festival directors,
Definitely
meet the
have more.
meatballs.
Yeah, and definitely have more video and stuff. I was looking. I didn't see a lot of video and things of activities and stuff.
No, it might not be there yet.
You need a videographer to come and shoot. And
That we do
clips.
need. It's nice. We've had that in Gothenburg. Had it as well. Someone who sort of films the whole day, and then you just put it up in the evening, like
Yeah. Make
a recap
clips.
of the day, because it's so much to
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
and
That'll
that's what we
drive-
want to mark.
Yeah, that drives a
it's
lot of
good.
traffic and people interest.
I think
so.
you should come and check it out.
I would
and
love
hang
to.
around.
All right, we'll
And
talk.
you can also come and talk about the pod for the World Fringe Congress if you want.
All right. Well, that's
There's a lot
a
of people.
that's a good invitation. If not this year, then next for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reach out.
How do people get? Yeah, definitely will. How do people get tickets? How do people come this year? What do they have to do? Go online.
They have to go on. Yeah, online is the best way to do it, because there you can sort of immerse yourself in the program and you can check what dates you can see and what-
StockholmFringe.com.
Correct.
I'm getting online now. Just giving instruction, everyone. You can choose a genre, choose a venue, choose a subgenre, choose a price. Oh, free. 75
Choose a
Corona. 70. Yeah, you got choose price in here.
On certain things, it's like
Let's see
pay
what-
as you want.
What we got for free? We got some stuff for free. Some DJ parties, some acting workshops,
Yeah.
all kinds of good stuff. Now, that's the low ticket item. I'll tell you what we can do. I can even do this. What do I have? Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's look at the website real
Oh,
quick before we let
great.
you go. There you go. There's your
Thank you,
free
everybody.
ticket. That's on. If you go to StockholmFringe.com, then you can click on and you get these tickets. Everybody who's not looking online, you can hear me talk about it. But there's your free. Now I'm going to click here, choose price. Let's see what's the high ticket item. $260. What do I get for $260?
Oh yeah, this is a big one.
Club
This
Kong.
is exciting.
Yeah,
Wow.
Queen takes on Sweden. Ooh, what's
Yeah, this
that?
is the
Cabaret
runner-up.
and Circus.
You can read there on
Yeah.
the.
Comes from Australia, country of Oregon. Club Kong. RuPaul's Drag Race royalty, the legendary Queen Kong, takes over Sweden for one night only.
Oh, this sounds fun.
Yeah,
It's going to be amazing.
that is cool. 8 p.m. Yeah, that's right up, Jay, that's right up your alley, isn't it?
Yeah, drag performances.
You love a good
are
drag, don't you?
awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? I'm
We
sorry.
love it.
who
If it's
does
good,
not?
it's got to be good.
Exactly. And they are actually, Queen Con is
Ooh.
also opening our festival for the event, so that's cool.
Is she? Oh,
Going
okay.
to be the host of the most. Yeah, you
Ode to
have a look at
Dance.
this. Yeah, you found
Country of
some
Oregon. Let's see what's coming in from Korea, for example. Oh, nothing. Oh, wait. All.
What? Korea, what happened?
No, I went with price. Two Eyes artist group Choi and Kang Project. Sun
This is
Hu Yu
always
Dance Company. Amazing, amazing. Coming in from all over the world. Who's coming in from Greece, your homeland?
Oh yeah, of course. It would be a traditional one, I think.
Inside Spaceman.
I know. I think we had some
Oh,
classic.
I did see a preview of that.
Antigone.
Yeah, they
How
had
do you
a
say Antigone in English? Antigone.
Yeah.
Antigone.
We would say
Antigone.
Antigone, but
Yeah.
Antigone.
Yeah.
Well, Antigone is
Malaysia, Mexico. Yeah. Malaysia, Mexico, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Romania, Singapore. Nice.
I have friends from Singapore.
oh cool.
Intimate choreographers. Wow. So tons going on, everybody. Go check it out. If you have an opportunity, get yourself to Stockholm. Where do people stay? They have to get a place, huh?
Yeah. Well, you
Can
can
they
get
stay
a
with you?
place.
You can stay
They
with Helena,
could
maybe.
come and say hello.
You give them you got a couch
Very
that they can
politely responded. Well done.
come in. Yes, you may say hello, and I will
We may
find
say
someone
hello.
that
We
can.
have loads of venues as well. We actually slept in the venue first year, all of us.
Yeah.
Every night. So Adam opened the door in his pants in the morning.
Right.
Like, good morning, everyone.
In his underpants.
So we're
Scratching
open
his
to
belly.
any sort of. We are sort of rock and roll of the performing arts stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything you can stay anywhere. There are cheap options. There are more expensive options in Stockholm, but
Right.
you should be very planned when you go because it is expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive to
You
stay in
know,
Stockholm. A little more
have
pricey.
a good schedule.
Right. Find an Airbnb. Find some friends to stay with,
Hostel.
maybe. Hostel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do all that.
That's just good.
Otherwise, I
Even the
recommend.
Finnish cruise line, it's good. It's
Oh
cheaper.
yeah, you could stay on the. You could stay right on the boat there, right in the harbor, huh?
Yeah, no, maybe not that. There are other boats you can stay
Yeah.
in the harbor. However, but I think so. It's worth it. It's fun. I mean, Stockholm is one of these blooming places right now. Perfect time to go in August as well.
Yeah,
It's fun.
gorgeous.
Everyone is going to be outside. If you come in the winter, people are inside. They're pale. They don't want to talk to anyone. Now is the time when
Yeah.
Swedes are out
Out
and
walking around the lakes. It's beautiful.
eating meatballs. Yes.
Eating their meatballs and shopping in their exclusive shops.
Yeah. Do designy
No, it's
stuff.
beautiful.
Doing
Opportunity to
neutral
go to
stuff.
Stockholm and see something even more interesting than just IKEA.
That's true.
IKEA.
IKEA.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Serious.
Helena,
Todd.
appreciate you very much.
Same.
It was really
Nice
great.
to meet you guys.
I'm so
You're doing an
glad that
amazing
you.
job.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
And I'm glad we talked
Thank
to
you
you
for
instead of
having me.
Andrew. You can tell him that.
Adam.
Adam. Sorry.
Adam is also quite delicious.
No,
He's
I
always
did talk to him. He's
Quite
cool. He's cool.
delicious.
Yeah, he's cool.
He is. I mean, we sort of like, what do you call two people? We sort of normally do things two of us.
Peas in a
because
pod. You're like two
Peas in a pod.
together. I did
Yeah,
say. I
Lauren
did
and
sort of
Hardy.
suggest that you guys could do it together, but he said we're not in the same place. So
Oh, that
maybe
would have
yeah.
we can check in with you guys again next year and talk to
Yeah.
him.
But have a think about it if you wanted to chat
Absolutely.
about future opportunities and fun stuff. I mean, we are always open for ideas. So
Yeah,
let
we'd
us
love
know.
that. Yeah,
Otherwise, we should stay in touch, and
we definitely
we will keep looking at the pub.
Yep.
You know, we're gonna follow you guys. This is fun.
Yeah, good. This will be
Good
out
to
next
meet you.
week, and hopefully audiences will hear and enjoy and come and find you in Stockholm.
Yeah, they're more than welcome. All artists come. This just
Yeah.
theme Liberty Art and Cakes. If you come, there will be a lot of celebration in the name of those three things.
awesome.
Beautiful. There she is. Helena Bunker. There's your little applause. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Oh, is
Hang
it
out.
not there?
Bye.
That's
Hi,
it.
kitty.
Bye. Oh,
look
there's your
at
cat.
that. There's a cat there all along.
All right. What do you think, Jay? There was a cat there, yeah.
There was a cat there all along. Again, impressive. Actually, mostly about like the fact that she was like, yeah, we wanted to do something, and there is no Fringe Festival, which for some reason really surprised me. I would imagine that would
Yeah.
be there,
Yeah.
theater in the Nordic countries.
Somebody had
I
to
would
do
have
it.
assumed.
Right.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, it wasn't there, so we just made it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? She was talking so casually about it too. I was like, wait, you literally were just like, no, it's not there, so let's just make it.
There isn't one. They waited around for somebody to do it, and then they kind of, I guess, realized, like, well,
Okay, well,
somebody's
we're
going to
gonna
be
do it.
us. Yeah. But I like the fact that they also kind of figured it out where they they traveled and got out and saw how it was being
Yeah.
done and that it could be done and kind of took it on. And
Yeah,
in a
and then
place where very difficult, I think.
again, interesting. I know we keep saying this, but like my predisposition of like the Nordic countries is that they're like this kind of thing, like fringe theater would be really present. Um,
Yeah, because they're progressive and they're
yes.
kind of very liberal and this
Yep.
kind of thing, and they've got money and time, and they're weird. But for
But
some
you know what?
reason,
Maybe it's because they're too neutral, like she says, maybe they have it so well figured out that
yeah,
it's just
why rock the
what
boat? Yeah, let's
why
not.
rock the boat?
Yeah, things are just kind of perfect as is, and let's not make any waves and make things any weirder. But you got to have the weird and
Well, yeah,
wonderful in the world
and as she says, like I think it gave like I mean, that
a
story
voice.
of like the Russian people that like came on a were told no and then they still
Still show up.
came.
No, we're
Well, because
doing
it's
it.
about like the
We're
need,
coming.
like
Yeah.
even if it was like even if it was like secretly there's like a literal practical need of like no, we need to like go because we have all of this like assumptions like riding on that we are going or funding, but maybe there's like that made me think of like artistic spiritual need that it's like I'm sorry, like we actually
Yeah, no,
like
we have to do
literally
this. Yeah.
we actually have
We're
to.
performers and we don't care. We're going to go.
And it's like it's so like Gypsy Caravan to me. It's like if they would have said no, they would
Yeah.
have put the show up on top of their bus,
Yeah.
like
Just pull up in
they
the
would.
town square. The
And of
show
just
must go on.
and that there's 20 of the I just and the fact that those kinds of a story, she was like there's so many stories of that, right? Like
I can
it's
believe it.
an example of like why it's called fringe theater, right? Because it's like it's not all cut and paste and cookie cutter. There's so many different journeys that we have in expressing ourselves, and it's that's just she brought that to life,
Yeah.
and so that's cool.
Yeah. Bring it to the people of the Nordics and that they've expanded too. That's great. All into the Baltics, all over Norway and
Yeah, they have
Finland.
like
And
an alliance now.
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
That
and they just like again,
they're
you're just like,
communicating.
oh yeah, we just made it. It makes me think of all the trade organizations, all like the
Yeah.
political alliances made in the world. It's just people being like, yeah, we should do this. Let's just make it,
It's good.
and
Yeah.
then it becomes actually a thing.
Anything that connects people and gets everybody collaborating, working together, and seeing new things and experiencing each other. And I'm all for it. I'm all in.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, check out the Fringe Festival, Stockholm. Starts in 3 weeks, August. And you can go to Stockholm. I want to get it right. StockholmFringe.com. It'll be posted in the show notes. You can check us
Mhm.
out. And maybe we'll even be there. What do you think, Jay?
I think so. Maybe we'll do. Okay, do you have a fringe idea yet? Because I already have one with the podcast. So maybe we will.
All right, we'll talk about it off air.
We'll talk about it
I'll
later.
see if I give it a veto or not.
Yeah, he will. He will. Everyone, he's gonna hate it.
I'm going to love it. Everything you do, I love. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Thank you to Helena Bunker. Thank you to everybody involved at the Stockholm Fringe Festival. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you for listening, checking in, and we'll see you next time on the Offstage Acting Podcast.
That was so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That was great. And
Thank
we got it.
you.
I'm glad we got it all solved.